Back for part 2 of this. Big game Zack, they call him. He's won many of his titles in our major tournaments. He won back-to-back Las Vegas Opens against a nationwide field. We never thought that would happen. One of them handicap, one of them scratch. And then probably did what I still think is the most impressive thing, winning back-to-back Touring Players Championship titles. That's essentially, I guess, the best 100 scratch division bowlers we have anywhere west of the Mississippi, and he beat them all twice as a 16 and 17-year-old. Or maybe it was 15 and 16 even. Point being, the kids go up to as old as 22 years old, so age, obviously it's not no factor, but it's talent and experience and know-how and being clutch, and Zack has all of that and then some. See how he's attacking this left-hand lane, which he's struggled on so far. He's standing just left of the last board, so standing about 43. He's going to look to lay that ball down around the 5th arrow, and he's trying to find a way to get a little bit of wiggle room to hold left of 5th arrow this time. Boy, and it still checks up early on him. That was more than halfway to the 6th arrow. He still couldn't get that ball to project left to right enough and then hold. You can't get, I mean, you can get more left, but really, realistically, you can't get too much more left than that. Then you got to start thinking about different hand positions. Maybe that ball's a pinch too aggressive. Hard to tell, though, and again, hard to make a big move if you already looked good on this pair to try and abandon ship in only 10 frames against a guy like Kyle. Minus 75 cut today in the scratch division, so not impossibly low. But a very talented field, too. If this was our regular season field, that cut would have been a lot lower. We had some college bowlers here today, some Hawaiians in for the main event, so a tougher than usual field for sure. Hear that pop off his thumb. Pretty good shot, keeping the ball in play. Leaving a 2-4 this time. He's happy enough to do that right here in this situation. Filling frames forces Zack to pretty much strike out at this point. The best he can do is 214. Well, King again going at now a 217 clip, so no problems there. Kyle has been the victim of some bad luck lately in JBT title matches. The Best in the West tournament, he had a really unfortunate foul, which ended up being the difference in the match. Did win the Baker title in SoCal for the 3rd consecutive year with that Baker team, for a win so far, and a couple other wins this season as well. So when you're as good as he is, you just make so darn many title matches that just by, you know, law of averages, you're going to lose a few title matches, but not many. Wow. Wow, twice. As that was even a board or two left of 6th arrow on the fly, and a absolutely ringing 10. And that 6 just went around the belly of the 10 pin on that one. It's a tool that, as a modern power player, you must have in your bag. You have to be comfortable playing this deep on the lane. And this is a fairly high volume pattern. There's other events that these guys bowl in and have bowled in that are a little bit lower volume, and they'll be that far in and further left earlier in the day. US Open, during the World Series on a couple of different patterns. You can YouTube that if you want. You'll see bowlers literally lofting the ball 30, 40 feet down the lane just because there's nothing else to do. Google YouTube like Fagan or Belmonte at this year's World Series. You'll probably find that shot. It was amazing. So Zack not in front of the ball return, so he's got to be doing something different on this lane than the other lane to get the ball to project. Let's see what that is. It's a little more speed too. Yeah, there we go. Perfect shot that time for Hattori, keeps him in the match. Now I'm curious if he's going to take a cue off of what he did on lane 8 and try and match it up to lane 7. 7 may be drier than 8, which might be part of the story too. But, you know, he's able to strike on 8 right now, standing way further right than he's trying to on 7. It's only because the ball return's in his way, but if it worked on 8, maybe it'll work on 7 too. Eh, what do I know? I just sit here and babble into this box. Good lesson for the youngsters, take their time. They're finishing about 20 minutes later than the handicap divisions because they're taking their time between shots, making sure they're ready. He's standing in sort of the same place. Look how open that shoulder is too. That's because the ball has to go from left to right first. You gotta have your shoulder in line with your target, and that's way far right. Further projection. Oh, and that's pure frustration. Explain why Zack's so frustrated on that shot, as he got the ball to get through the middle that he's been trying so hard to do on that lane, and now that he finally got it through the middle, it sort of wiggled at the back and went much lighter than he expected it to go. Had to have that carry to stay in the match, so it's going to be King's match. And win or lose at the bowlers at this kind of level, that they want to do is figure out lanes. It's a good feeling, and he's still over off camera talking about he thought he had it on that one. It's a better feeling to just figure out a pair regardless of results sometimes. If you can make a good shot, you know, if the bowling gods sometimes help you out and other times they don't. They help out Kyle there, as that bowl, he did find some hold on lane 8, and he's going to cruise to this title. Sort of a poker analogy for you poker players. You want to get your money in good, right, Jared? If you have the best hand going in, you're disappointed but not that unhappy when you miss. Zack thought he made the right set of adjustments, and that's why he was so frustrated that that last ball didn't strike. He got his money in good, and unfortunately Kyle had all the cards to complete that mediocre poker analogy. So Kyle King, 49 career JBT titles. It is a combination of talent and results and an awful lot of tournaments. He not only leads in titles and money, he also leads in tournaments bowled. So he's bowled more than anybody else. He's also won more than anybody else. I believe he now has more top 5s than anybody else. He was just passing Steven on that one. By the way, congrats to Steven, qualified for the 2011-12 exempt PBA Tour right after the Arizona Doubles. So congrats to him.
Only one second, please.
Yes. The others are in the other car somewhere, one of the 2 other cars. A lot of loft, a lot of strike. Played the exact same line over Canoga when they blew out on a different original pattern, and Kyle is darn good at that deep. Zack in front of the ball return finally. A little loft, and you can see he's not quite as comfortable with that one, but he strikes. Nice to see smiles in these guys' faces. Tough competitors when the games are still on the line, and look where Kyle's standing now. This one's gonna catch some air, folks. Yep! Yo! Hook! Not quite. Not quite a Belmonte yet. He's everything but in this bowling world. 234 for 49 wins. The incredible Kyle King. You'll see a lot more of Zack too, obviously. You'll see a lot more of both these guys. They're going to be a factor all season long. Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the rest of them. Be sure to watch all of our main event stuff too. If you're not here, what the heck's wrong with you? It's our new phrase. If you're not here, what the heck's wrong with you? One more shot of Zack here. See you later, folks.